FDA approves new non-opioid pain medication, Journavx suzetrigine. On January 30, 2025, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) made a significant advancement in pain management by approving Journavx suzetrigine, a groundbreaking non-opioid analgesic specifically indicated for treating moderate to severe acute pain in adults. This approval heralds the introduction of the first drug in a new class of non-opioid pain medications addressing the critical public health concerns surrounding opioid medications, particularly issues of addiction and dependence. Mechanism of action. Journavx operates by targeting a specific pain signaling pathway that involves sodium channels within the peripheral nervous system. Notably, it focuses on the NaV1.8 sodium channel, which plays a crucial role in both acute inflammatory pain and neuropathic pain. By inhibiting this channel, Journavx effectively reduces pain before the signals reach the brain, providing relief from various painful conditions, particularly following surgical procedures. Clinical trials and efficacy. The FDA's approval was based on rigorous clinical trials involving a total of 874 participants who underwent surgeries, specifically abdominoplasty and bunionectomy. These trials were designed as randomized double-blind placebo-controlled studies. Participants who required additional pain relief were allowed to take ibuprofen alongside Journavx. The results demonstrated that Journavx significantly reduced pain levels compared to the placebo, marking a noteworthy achievement in acute pain management. The trials confirmed the efficacy of the drug, showcasing its potential to provide effective pain relief without the risks associated with traditional opioid medications. Safety profile. The safety evaluation of Journavx revealed several common adverse reactions, including itching, muscle spasms, and rash. Importantly, the drug is contraindicated for use with strong CYP3A inhibitors and grapefruit products, which can interact adversely with its metabolism. The comprehensive safety data was derived from both the pivotal trials and an additional open-label study involving participants with various acute pain conditions. Regulatory designations. In recognition of its potential, the FDA granted Journavx several designations to expedite its development: Breakthrough Therapy, Fast Track, and Priority Review. These designations reflect the agency's commitment to providing innovative therapies that can safely and effectively address unmet medical needs, particularly in the context of the ongoing opioid crisis. Expert opinions. Dr. Stephen Cohen, a prominent expert in anesthesiology and pain medicine at Northwestern University, described the approval of Journavx as a major breakthrough for acute pain management. He emphasized that the drug's key advantage lies in its favorable side effect profile, particularly its lack of addiction potential. This aspect is crucial in the context of the opioid epidemic, where the search for safer alternatives has become imperative. While the initial approval of Journavx is limited to acute pain, experts believe that it could pave the way for further advancements in non-opioid treatments. Dr. Cohen expressed hope that this development might stimulate the discovery of additional non-opioid medications targeting various sodium channels, potentially expanding treatment options for both acute and chronic pain conditions. Implications for pain management. The approval of Journavx represents a significant step forward in the quest for effective non-addictive pain relief options. It aligns with the FDA's ongoing efforts to mitigate the risks associated with opioid use and to broaden the landscape of pain management therapies. With the rise in awareness regarding the dangers of opioid dependence, the introduction of Journavx is timely and critical for patients experiencing acute pain, offering them a safer alternative that addresses their needs without the associated risks of addiction. Conclusion. In summary, the FDA's approval of Journavx suzetrigine is a landmark event in pain management, signifying the introduction of the first drug in a new class of non-opioid analgesics. By targeting the NaV1.8 sodium channel, Journavx provides a novel approach to pain relief, potentially revolutionizing the treatment of acute pain and contributing to the ongoing efforts to combat the opioid crisis. As this new medication becomes available, it offers hope for patients seeking effective pain management solutions without the fear of addiction. The FDA's approval of Journavx suzetrigine, a novel non-opioid pain medication, presents several counterintuitive aspects that challenge traditional views in pain management. Here are some key points that highlight this counterintuitive information. 1. Targeting sodium channels instead of opioid receptors. Traditionally, pain medications, especially opioids, work by binding to opioid receptors in the brain to alleviate pain. Journavx, however, operates by targeting a specific sodium channel, NaV1.8, involved in pain signaling. This mechanism differs fundamentally from the opioid model, suggesting that effective pain relief can be achieved without activating opioid pathways, which are associated with risks of addiction and tolerance. 2. Efficacy and side effects. While many new medications aim to demonstrate superior efficacy compared to existing treatments, Journavx is being lauded not just for its ability to reduce pain but for its favorable side effect profile. The emphasis on the drug's lack of addiction potential is a notable deviation from the norm, where efficacy tends to overshadow safety. This shift indicates a growing recognition that effective pain management should prioritize safety and minimize the risk of substance use disorder, especially in light of the opioid crisis. 3. Limited indication for acute pain. The initial approval of Journavx is restricted to moderate to severe acute pain, not chronic pain, which may seem limiting. However, this focused indication is counterintuitive in the context of the opioid crisis, where chronic pain management has often relied heavily on opioids. The development of a non-addictive option for acute pain may indirectly benefit chronic pain management by reducing the need for opioids post-surgery or injury, potentially reducing the long-term risk of addiction. For a regulatory expediency reflecting public health needs, the FDA granted Journavx breakthrough therapy, fast track, and priority review designations, which expedited its development. This regulatory approach reflects a counterintuitive recognition that the urgent public health need for alternatives to opioids can expedite the approval process, contrasting with the often slow and cautious pace typically associated with drug approvals, especially for pain medications. 5. Potential for future treatments. The approval of Journavx may pave the way for more non-opioid treatments targeting other sodium channels, suggesting that innovative approaches to pain management are beginning to challenge the long-standing dominance of opioid therapies. This points to a paradigm shift in how pain is treated and understood, where the exploration of diverse biological pathways can yield effective alternatives. 6. Clinical trial design. The efficacy of Journavx was demonstrated in trials where participants were also permitted to use ibuprofen as needed, which could be seen as counterproductive to isolating the drug's effects. However, this design acknowledges the reality of pain management, where multimodal approaches are often employed. It underscores the idea that effective pain relief may not rely solely on a single medication but rather on a combination of therapies. 7. Public health messaging. The approval of Journavx is framed as a major public health milestone, which is somewhat counterintuitive in a field often focused on individual treatments rather than broader systemic implications. The emphasis on addressing the opioid crisis through the introduction of a new class of non-opioid analgesics indicates a shift towards considering the societal impacts of pain management strategies. In summary, the introduction of Journavx reflects a significant evolution in pain management, emphasizing safety, innovative mechanisms, and a broader consideration of public health implications, challenging traditional views centered around opioid use. The FDA's approval of Journavx suzetrigine as a new non-opioid pain medication is a significant milestone in pain management that many may overlook in its broader implications. While the report highlights the drug's efficacy and safety profile, several critical aspects deserve more attention due to their potential impact on public health and the future of pain treatment. 1. Innovation in pain management. Journavx is the first drug in a novel class of non-opioid analgesics approved in over 2 decades. This is significant not just for its immediate therapeutic application but for the innovation it represents. The ability to target the NaV1.8 sodium channel opens the door to more specific pain treatments, potentially leading to the development of additional medications that can address various pain types without the risks associated with opioids. This is particularly important in the context of the ongoing opioid crisis where the search for alternatives is critical. 2. Potential to change pain management paradigms. The approval of Journavx could shift conventional practices in pain management. Many clinicians have relied on opioids as a primary method for managing acute pain, and while effectiveness is paramount, the risks of addiction and long-term dependence have made this practice increasingly scrutinized. Journavx's introduction provides a viable alternative that could encourage healthcare professionals to reconsider their approaches to pain management, particularly in surgical settings where acute pain is prevalent. 3. Addressing the opioid crisis. The report touches on the ongoing opioid crisis and how Journavx could play a role in mitigating the associated risks. However, the broader implications of reducing opioid prescriptions should not be overlooked. With the rise in non-opioid alternatives like Journavx, there is the potential for a significant decrease in opioid-related overdoses and addiction cases. This could not only alleviate the burden on healthcare systems but also improve the quality of life for countless patients at risk of opioid dependency. For a regulatory and developmental framework, Journavx's approval was expedited through various FDA designations including Breakthrough Therapy and Fast Track. This highlights not only the urgency of developing non-opioid treatments but also the FDA's commitment to facilitating innovation in pharmaceuticals. Understanding the regulatory support mechanisms can inform future drug developers about the pathways available for expedited approval, potentially leading to more rapid introductions of other non-opioid therapies in the market. 5. Impact on clinical guidelines and practice. The FDA's approval and the clinical trials supporting Journavx's efficacy could influence clinical guidelines for acute pain management. As more evidence accumulates regarding the safety and effectiveness of this non-opioid alternative, healthcare providers may be encouraged to adopt new guidelines that favor non-opioid treatments over traditional opioid prescriptions. This could have a cascading effect on medical education, altering how future healthcare professionals are trained to manage pain. 6. Risk of overlooked adverse effects. While the report mentions common adverse effects like itching and muscle spasms, the potential long-term effects and interactions with other medications, particularly those involving CYP3A inhibitors, warrant further investigation. The emphasis on the favorable side effect profile could overshadow the importance of monitoring patients for less common but serious side effects that may arise with widespread use. 7. Broader implications for chronic pain. Although Journavx is currently indicated only for acute pain, its development paves the way for future research into chronic pain management. As noted by experts, there is hope that this approval will catalyze further exploration of sodium channel blockers for chronic pain conditions. The potential for expanding treatment options could significantly alter the landscape of pain management for patients suffering from chronic conditions, which often lack effective non-opioid therapies. 8. Public awareness and patient education. The introduction of Journavx represents an important opportunity for public health education regarding pain management options. Many patients remain unaware of the risks associated with opioids and the existence of non-opioid alternatives. Effective communication strategies will be essential to ensure that patients are informed about their options, empowering them to engage in shared decision-making with their healthcare providers. In summary, while the approval of Journavx is a noteworthy achievement in the quest for effective pain management alternatives, the implications of this drug extend far beyond its immediate use. The potential to reshape clinical practices, reduce the reliance on opioids, influence regulatory frameworks, and broaden treatment options for chronic pain underscores the significance of this development. As the medical community begins to integrate Journavx into practice, ongoing research and education will be crucial in maximizing its impact on public health. 1. Introduction of a novel class of non-opioid analgesics. The FDA's approval of Journavx suzetrigine as the first drug in a new class of non-opioid pain medications signifies a crucial advancement in pain management. This approval addresses significant public health concerns surrounding opioid reliance, including addiction and dependence. The introduction of this medication could reshape the landscape of acute pain treatment by offering an alternative to traditional opioid analgesics which have been associated with the current opioid crisis. 2. Mechanism of action and clinical efficacy. Journavx operates by targeting the NaV 1.8 sodium channel involved in pain signaling, which is crucial for both acute inflammatory and neuropathic pain. Clinical trials demonstrated that Journavx significantly reduces pain compared to placebo in patients undergoing surgeries such as abdominoplasty and bunionectomy. This mechanism provides a novel approach to pain relief, potentially paving the way for future non-opioid treatments that target different pain pathways. 3. Safety profile and side effects. The safety profile of Journavx is an essential aspect of its approval. Common adverse reactions include itching, muscle spasms, and rash, but notably the drug does not carry the risk of addiction that is prevalent with opioids. This favorable side effect profile is critical in the context of the ongoing opioid crisis and emphasizes the need for safer alternatives in pain management. The established contraindications, particularly with strong CYP3A inhibitors in grapefruit, underline the importance of careful patient selection and monitoring. For future implications for pain management, the approval of Journavx is seen as a significant step forward in the development of non-opioid analgesics. Experts suggest that this breakthrough could stimulate further research into pain management therapies targeting other sodium channels, potentially expanding treatment options for both acute and chronic pain conditions. This development aligns with the FDA's commitment to providing safe and effective alternatives to opioids, marking a proactive approach to addressing the pain management crisis in healthcare. 1. Thalidomide controversy. 1950s to 1960s. Thalidomide was developed in the late 1950s in West Germany as a sedative and later marketed as a treatment for morning sickness in pregnant women. However, it was soon linked to severe birth defects in thousands of children, leading to its withdrawal and a re-evaluation of drug approval processes. The tragedy resulted in significant regulatory changes in drug safety and efficacy testing, highlighting the critical need for thorough clinical trials and monitoring of side effects before widespread drug approval. 2. Fen-Phen. 1990s. Fen-Phen, a combination of fenfluramine and phentermine, was marketed as a weight loss drug in the 1990s. It gained popularity due to its effectiveness in reducing weight, but it was later associated with serious heart and lung problems, including pulmonary hypertension and heart valve disease. The combination was withdrawn from the market in 1997 after emerging evidence of its dangerous side effects. This case underscored the importance of post-marketing surveillance and the need for more stringent approval processes for weight loss medications. 3. Vioxx. 2004. Vioxx rofecoxib, a nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drug NSAID developed by Merck, was approved in 1999 for arthritis and acute pain relief. However, it was withdrawn from the market in 2004 after clinical trials revealed an increased risk of heart attacks and strokes associated with its use. The Vioxx case raised serious questions about the drug approval process, particularly regarding the safety assessment of new medications and the transparency of clinical trial data. It led to stricter regulations and a more critical view of pharmaceutical companies' responsibilities in monitoring drug safety. The approval of Journavx suzetrigine by the FDA on January 30, 2025 represents a pivotal moment in the realm of pain management, particularly as it pertains to non-opioid alternatives. This new medication not only addresses acute pain but also signifies a broader shift in the pharmaceutical landscape towards safer pain relief options. The future outlook for non-opioid pain medications like Journavx is promising and can be explored across several dimensions. 1. Increased research and development. The approval of Journavx is likely to stimulate further research into non-opioid analgesics. Pharmaceutical companies will be incentivized to invest in the development of new drugs targeting various pain pathways. Given the success of Journavx in targeting the NaV 1.8 sodium channel, researchers may explore other sodium channels and pain pathways, potentially leading to a new class of pain medications that can address both acute and chronic pain without the associated risks of opioids. 2. Expansion of treatment indications. While Journavx is currently indicated for moderate to severe acute pain, there is potential for future studies to expand its use to chronic pain conditions. Ongoing research may uncover additional therapeutic benefits leading to broader indications that could encompass a variety of pain syndromes, including neuropathic pain and post-surgical chronic pain. 3. Shift in clinical guidelines. The approval of Journavx may prompt changes in clinical guidelines for pain management. Medical institutions and pain specialists might begin to prioritize non-opioid treatments when prescribing pain relief, especially in postoperative settings. This shift could reduce reliance on opioids, mitigating the risks of addiction and substance abuse that have led to a public health crisis. 4. Enhanced patient outcomes. As more non-opioid options become available, patients suffering from moderate to severe pain will have access to safer alternatives. This could lead to improved patient outcomes as individuals experience effective pain relief without the side effects associated with opioids, such as dependency withdrawal and overdose risks. 5. Regulatory support and innovation. The FDA's expedited review process for Journavx, including breakthrough therapy and fast-track designations, illustrates a regulatory environment increasingly supportive of non-opioid innovations. This trend is likely to continue, encouraging researchers and companies to develop non-addictive pain medications, leading to a diversification of available treatment options. 6. Education and awareness campaigns. The success of Journavx may spur educational initiatives aimed at healthcare providers and patients regarding non-opioid pain management strategies. Increased awareness about the efficacy and safety of non-opioid alternatives will be crucial in reshaping perceptions of pain management and addressing stigma associated with opioid use. 7. Market dynamics and competition. The entry of Journavx into the market will likely create competition among pharmaceutical companies to develop similar or improved non-opioid analgesics. This competition can drive innovation and potentially lead to more effective pain management solutions at competitive prices, enhancing accessibility for patients. 8. Long-term impact on opioid prescribing practices. As non-opioid medications become more established in clinical practice, there may be a significant long-term reduction in opioid prescriptions. This change could contribute to a decline in opioid misuse and addiction rates, ultimately alleviating some of the burdens associated with the opioid crisis. 9. Patient-centric approaches. With the advent of medications like Journavx, there will likely be a greater emphasis on patient-centric approaches to pain management. Healthcare providers may increasingly involve patients in decision-making processes regarding their pain management plans, considering individual needs and preferences for non-opioid therapies. 10. Global implications. The approval and potential success of Journavx could influence global health policies regarding pain management. Countries grappling with opioid addiction may look to the United States as a model for integrating non-opioid solutions into their healthcare systems, potentially leading to international collaborations in research and development. In conclusion, the FDA's approval of Journavx marks a significant milestone in non-opioid pain management. The future outlook is bright, with the potential for expanded research, enhanced patient care, and a significant shift away from opioid reliance in treating pain. The ongoing commitment to innovation in this field promises to transform pain management practices, ultimately improving the quality of life for patients worldwide.